Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Hey, it's a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to ask you a question. How do you celebrate a great mom? As we do a special edition of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show, as we celebrate mothers today, this is a special Mother's Day weekend and the Mother's Day week edition of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show. And I got a guy who has a new book, an audio book, that's phenomenal about the relationship with his mother and how she helped him become a massive success in media, as well in the comedic stage, as well as philanthropy, and as well as being a speaker. Oh, you're going to be blessed. You want to have your children, all your friends and family listen to this special interview as we celebrate great moms. Well, I have only just a minute. Only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I can't refuse it. I did not seek it. I did not choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. So I'm grateful for this minute, this moment, this opportunity to be on with each and every one of you, wherever you may be around the world. I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to listen to this program, whether you're listening on XM or whether you're listening on the podcast. Thank you. And I want to thank each and every one of you for making this the #1 self-help show in America, as well as one of the top 5 downloaded global podcasts around the world. So I'm grateful for all of you. Now, I take a moment to do that minute, God's minute, beginning of every show. And then I take a moment to give God some glory. Every show, to give him some praise. I know everybody doesn't believe like I believe, doesn't think like I think, and I'm not trying to convert you or convince you. I'm just trying to make sure I give thanks where thanks are due, because I've been on here for 20 years on this show. And I am so grateful to be able to be. I was just grateful for 1 year, now 20 years. I'm grateful that my books are now on the bestsellers list around the world. I'm grateful being able to speak and be named one of the top 5 speakers in the world and all of those nice things. But it's all because of God's grace. So I take a moment to give God glory. And I say to you every week, God's gift to you is life. Your gift to God, it do something extraordinary with your life. And so I'm encouraging. I got a new thing, by the way. I want to share this with you. Les Brown called me. I was speaking in Phoenix, Arizona last week, and Les Brown called me while I was there. And he said, Willie, tell me that quote that you share with people about only dying once. And I said to him, Les, here's the quote. We should strive to live a life that outlives us, and that we will only die once. What does that mean? Well, that means that we will live a life that no one will ever stop speaking about the impact we have. Be significant into your children's lives, your grandchildren's lives, in your community, in doing what you do, so that your name will continue to live on and on and on. See, the second death is when people stop speaking your name. That's what we don't want people to do. Well, folks, I give God glory. And then I take a moment to thank Truist Bank, who has been my sponsor for, this is our 6th year. And they are awesome. Two great banks, BB&T and SunTrust, decided to stop being competitors and decided to come together and to cooperate and build a great bank. And they built a bank called Truist that's built on one foundation: trust and care. And when you start with care, you build a different kind of bank, Truist Bank. I want to thank them. Well, my guest today is not a casual guest. This is my friend. So I want to be transparent. We work together. Now, I just am there just 1 minute a day, but every morning at 8:20 Eastern Time, 7:20 Central, I'm on the Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell show that is syndicated across America. And Erica Campbell co-hosts the show with a tremendous comedian named GRIFF. GRIFF is a gift to the world because he is so witty and so funny. He is a California native. He's a comedian extraordinaire. He's an on-air personality, has been on radio for many, many years, and now is syndicated. He's a writer, an actor, a speaker, a philanthropist, a voiceover artist, an author, an Army veteran, and he's made a name for himself around the world. He's constantly in Africa. I mean, every time I turn around, he's over in South Africa. He's somewhere in Africa. And for 29 years, a stand-up comedian. He has survived abuse, rage, anger, and dysfunction, and turned the worst parts of his life into what he always called the polar opposites of his existence, his joy. And his joy comes out of his pores. His positive energy is infectious. I can say that when you're around this guy, it's like just he lights up a room. And he weaves in and out of comedy, tragedy, and gives you lessons to live better. He can make you cry, he can make you laugh, and then he can make you cry again and make you laugh again, all in the same sentence. He's an accomplished personality and an author with a new book. His first book, Cats and Puppies, is being well received around the world, and it's a book for moms raising sons from a perspective of a boy raised by his 15-year-old mother. His nonprofit, the Process Success Foundation, is helping young people all around the world. And he's my friend. I'm so glad to have him here today. GRIFF, welcome to the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show.
Man, is it weird for you to hear your bio sometimes? Like when you go to events and they read them, I'm on the side always like, just bring me on. Like because I know you know what I'm saying? So it's still just a little weird receiving that. But thank you, sir. How are you today?
I'm incredible. Well, I gave them just a thumbnail sketch of who you are. Where did this guy GRIFF come from? How did you get from, I know it's in California somewhere. Tell us the story. Where'd you come from?
On April 14th, I've been doing comedy for 31 years, and I started in California. My mother worked at a convalescent home when I was 3 years old. I want to be a comedian since I was 3.5. And my mom worked at the nursing home, and she would put the seniors in half a circle, and she would go in there and make them laugh. So for some years, I was working at convalescent home. So I say that I was on a geriatric tour as a little kid. But as soon as I got out the military, I moved to Washington, D.C.
Stop. Before you go to the military, there's a line in this new audio book that is so hilarious. When you came 18, when you graduated from high school, your mama said, enjoy the weekend. Because Monday, you out of here on
You
your
ain't got
own.
nowhere to live. Yeah, let me tell you something. I got an old school mama who just really believed after high school, go live somewhere else. And she was really nice about it. Like, if you graduated from high school, then you had the weekend. But by Monday, you better had a plan, because she wasn't trying to hear, oh, I thought that you was just saying that my sophomore and junior year. Like, and she stood on it. So my mom.
So you went into the service, I assume.
Yeah. I joined the Army. My father was a Marine drill instructor, and I joined the Army just to spite him, actually. I copied Morse code during Desert Storm. I had a top secret security clearance with the United States Army when I was 18 years old, and lived in Germany. I speak fluent German. But I moved to Fort Meade in Maryland, which is right outside of Washington, D.C., very close to Laurel on Route 1. Depending on which way you're going on the Parkway, you could go off of 198, you can go 175, but Fort Meade and NSA is right there. And in 95, I started comedy. And by 97, Frank Ski was a radio personality in Baltimore with Radio 1, and his producer, Tara Thomas, saw me at the Improv in Washington, D.C. Actually, she saw me. This is a crazy story, because she saw me on a night that I was featuring for Mark Curry. And after that first night, Mark Curry and his team, they kicked me off his show. I found out later, years later, that it was because I was too funny. Now it's a compliment now, but back then I'm like, that was my only shot. But look at God to have somebody there at the show that I did do that I was amazing at. And she saw me and brought it back. And then in 98, Frank Ski brought me to Atlanta to be on the Frank Ski Morning Show when him and Wanda Smith, rest in peace, Wanda. And then after that, I was on Hot 107.9, 18 Morning Show. And then in 2016, which is actually 10 years next week, I will be with Erica Campbell and Get Up Mornings for a decade. So, it's funny to summate. When you summate and you just make your whole life real quick, like in 40 seconds, but man, what a life I've had, man. I'm so grateful and thankful that God kept his promise to me.
God will keep his promises, and you faithful to God, God will do what he says he's going to do, and he has blessed you. Now, Erica Campbell, for those who might not know, is one half of Mary Mary, and she started her own recording career as Erica Campbell, has won Grammys and Doves and Stella Awards. She also is an author, and then Dr. Kathy Hughes invited her to be the host of a syndicated radio program. She had not done radio before that I know of. She had done some TV, but she hadn't done radio. But she's a phenomenal radio host. She has such a heart, such a love for people. It just is a great choice. Dr. Hughes made a great choice. And then someone at Radio 1 said, there's this guy named Griff. Okay. we should at least do an audition with him.
Right.
And once he did the audition, it was done. They didn't even audition nobody else. You know why? Because he was that good. He is that good. He is witty. He's funny. He's sincere, and he is and clean humor, just clean. He have you cracking up. Well, he is now the co-host of Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, syndicated. You can actually, if you don't have it in your area, I think you can get it online at Get Up Erica. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct.
All right, getuperica.com, and you can hear them in the morning. It's just phenomenal. Well, I'm honored that 6 years ago, for many years, for those who know, I was on WHOR FM, preceding Steve Harvey. And then when that ended, I sent a note to Dr. Kathy Hughes. She said, I've been waiting for you to be available.
Yeah.
And we want you on Radio 1. And they brought me over. And so I've been on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell and Griff and Cheryl Jackson. I got to give a shout out to Cheryl Jackson. Great producer, great host, great air. I tell her when she's on air, her voice smiles. Well, look, we're going to get into this new book when we come back from this break. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show, and for sure, the best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being...
I'm so excited about the response to my new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. So many have said that the book has had a profound impact on their thinking. I wrote the book to teach others what I have been taught over the last 20 years, interviewing billionaire after billionaire. And most of those billionaires started with nothing. I want to offer you some of the most powerful chapters in the book as a gift. Go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com to read the free chapters so you can get on with growing your wealth. Get the free chapters at richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and support for the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way show and podcast comes from Truist Bank. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. When you become a homeowner, your future starts to feel different. That's power, knowing you could be creating generational wealth to pass down. Truist believes that a path to home ownership exists for you. I hear people say, well, I don't see how I could ever own a home. Truist has programs that could help you buy a home with a lower down payment than you might expect. And their professional guidance helps you build belief that home ownership is within reach. Connect with a Truist teammate to learn about options that are available to you. They will listen to your goals and follow through. Reach them by calling 855-562-1579. Do this for your family and your legacy. That number is 855-562-1579 or visit truist.com/homebuyer. That's truist.com/homebuyer. Certain programs and geographic restrictions may apply. Contact a loan officer for details. Truist Bank is an equal housing lender. And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way show and podcast around the country, around the world. I want to encourage everybody around the world, if you're in a different country other than the United States, send me an email at info@williejolly.com so I can know where you are. And then I'm encouraging everybody, no matter where you are, to go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com. Get access to all my websites, my business website, my personal development website, my music website, my books website, my if you want to be a speaker website, my youth motivation website where you can get access to my PBS special for young people. All of them are at winwithwillie.com, and they'll take you to no matter what you need. We got something for you. And then I want everybody to get access and get copies of my brand new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better, which it is. I didn't write this in the book because the book was already out when I experienced this new experience, but I'll share it real quick. I was in Cleveland, Ohio, and I was speaking. Myself and Ben Crump were doing an event Friday night. And Saturday we had a couple of little things, but I was taken to a nice restaurant. And then Sunday I was going to be doing a big church. Saturday afternoon, my friend from Code M magazine took me to a nice restaurant. Great magazine, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, but for men, Code M magazine. And they took me to a nice restaurant. And one of the star players from the Cleveland Browns football team was walking by our table as he was going out with his entourage. And my friend said, hey, come over. I want you to meet Dr. Willie Jolley. And the young man came over with his furs and jewelry and looking all good. And so my friend says to the young football player, this is Dr. Willie Jolley. He teaches people how to become wealthy. And the young man said, I'm already wealthy, but I guess I can get more wealth. Give me your card. I gave him a card. He and the entourage left. And I said to my friend, I said, I don't know that young man's finances, but I can bet you dimes to dollars that he thinks he's wealthy. He's rich, and rich is good. Rich is good.
Yes.
But the owner is wealthy. See, that young player comes to the stadium on Sundays, and he puts on his pads and he goes out on the field. He gets tackled. He does all of that. He leaves and sweats and goes home and gets in an ice bath to take away some of the pain. And I hope when he got home, he had a net worth left of at least $1 million. That owner, he came to the stadium. He didn't put on any pads. He didn't run up and down the field. He didn't sweat. He sat in the owner's box. He sipped his favorite drink. He ate his favorite food. And when he left, he had a net worth of over $1 billion. And when that young player is no longer productive, that owner is going to get a new one just like him to play that position. Rich is good, but wealthy is better. Folks go to rich is good, wealthy is better. Learn the difference between being rich and wealthy, and then also learn how you can teach your children how to maintain it so they don't squander all your hard work. Go ahead, Griff.
You know, I was at Ted Turner Field when the Braves played there, right? And I was covering the Braves. I was with a radio station then, maybe it's 2000, 2001. And I happened to come up on Ted Turner and Jane Fonda, right? Wow. So I'm like, oh, Mr. Turner, is it weird that, you know, you're at your stadium with your name on it? And he was like, yeah, you know, we laughed. And I said, okay, I'll see you in the press room. So he was walking to the players' parking lot, and the players got Lamborghinis and Hummers and giant Benzes and SUVs. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to stand right here and see what car Ted Turner has, because I know Ted Turner, he's a billionaire. He owns this place. He owns CNN. I know he about to leave in something fresh. Ted Turner and Jane Fonda, without security, got into a 1998 Ford Taurus and pulled out by itself. And on that day, I learned the difference between rich and wealthy. Wow. On that day, by myself. Isn't that crazy?
What a great story. By the way, Ted Turner just passed away, and we got the word about it. And I love a quote I've used for years, that his grandfather was a sharecropper. His father was a billboard salesman who committed suicide. But his grandfather told him something that he said he never forgot. He said, dream so big that you cannot achieve it in one lifetime. Dream so big that you cannot achieve it in one lifetime. That's what I encourage people to do. Well, my special guest, folks, for those who were just joining us, is GRIFF. They go by the name of GRIFF. Now, you can tell me or not if you want to tell people your whole name.
Oh, no, it's on the book. I'm Arlen Griffin. My last name is Griffin. They've been calling me Griff since I played sports as a kid. They call my father Griff. My mother actually calls me Dwayne. My brothers and sisters call me Dwayne. And on my Facebook. I was
curious of that in the interview, because I look at Arlen Griffin.
No, my name is Arlen Dwayne Griffin. And
Dwayne is the middle name.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse people, so I just put Arlen Griffin, because they already messed up by, what? Griff isn't his real name? And it's his last name. Some people think I'm Griffin, and I'm like, okay, my mom had more sense than that. Don't do me like that. But I've been going by Griff professionally. And even in the military, I mean, I graduated from basic training when I was 17. So they've been calling me Griff since I was about 12.
Wow. Well, let's talk about this book, because this is, as we celebrate folks who are just joining us, Griff is the world-renowned, he's not only world-renowned, but he's so good. He's such a funny man. Just such a funny man, and such a good guy. Now, he is hilarious. He's a comedian. Extraordinary comedian. He's a philanthropist. He's a person who really looks out for veterans. He has a real heart for veterans and does a lot of programs for veterans. And I want to thank you for your service, and thank you for what you do for veterans. And then he is a syndicated radio show host. And now he's a new author of a book that it's called Cats and Puppies. And it's not a book about cats and puppies. Right. It's a book about moms who have sons. And you can tell us more. Go ahead, Griff.
Yeah, I'll explain. So in 2012, I wrote a book for moms raising sons from the perspective of a son raised by his 16-year-old mother. And I called it Cats and Puppies. This is not a book about animals. I really enjoyed my subtitle, because when I was learning to be an author, they was like, oh, you can have a title, then you can have a subtitle. And I said, well, I always got to keep it funny. I'm a comedian first. So this is not a book about animals. But then when people say, oh, it's called Cats and Puppies, they go, I love pets. And where the analogy comes from, Willie, is I've read that if a cat has kittens and a dog has puppies and something happens to that dog, then that cat can raise those puppies as its own. But then I start thinking to myself, but when the puppy grew up and turned into a dog, all the cat could do is tell it things it saw dogs do, because it's not a dog. So like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That's my analogy. Women are cats, men are dogs. And my mother, when you, if you can imagine a cat raising something very small as a puppy, but then that puppy turns into a Saint Bernard and the cat is the same size.
Right. Well, cats and puppies, it's a great new audiobook.
Yes.
And in this audiobook, folks, it starts with a foreword. And the foreword is from his mother. And it is an incredible foreword. Set it up, Griff, because we're going to play a little bit of excerpt from this foreword, please.
You know, my manager and business partner, Roz Thompson, thought it was very important for me to do this audiobook because I've been writing. I was like, oh man, I'm writing this book about this movie about my mom and these sitcoms. And I was like, oh, I wrote a book a long time ago. I can just make an adaptation of the book. And then, you know, a lot of movies are made like that. But Roz thought it was very important that we made this audiobook grab your attention. So we got Teddy P, the Grammy nominated and Stellar Award winning producer for a lot of music, to do the score, to put a score under my narration to make the book come alive. And the first thing he did with those instructions was he did the foreword with my mother. And the way he brought this alive, you guys just listen. This is my mom, Lenore Jenkins, doing the foreword to Cats and Puppies. This is not a book about animals.
Folks, listen to this incredible foreword. I'm not going to play the whole foreword because I want y'all all to go get the audio book. But this is just an excerpt. Check it out.
You must know my son, Griff. Dwayne makes me proud, strong, the champion I am. From day one, I fought, ran, hid, maneuvered, moved, strategized, slipped, skipped, prayed, squeezed, hollered, cussed, blacked out, reinvented, got up early, risked, isolated, cried, educated, even tried to join the carnival, organized, regrouped, tried, and tried.
Woo! Tried.
Yeah.
Wow. That moved me so when I heard it. I said, I've got to share it. Folks, you see why this book, the mama starts it off with the foreword, and then he goes to work. And he is not only heartfelt, but funny, heartfelt. We are going to talk more about the lessons from this incredible new program and book, audio book, and that will be something that will bless you if you're a parent, particularly if you're a mom with a son. You're going to be blessed by this. And if you're a single mom, wow, you're really going to be blessed by this. So, folks, we're going to take a quick break for station identification. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show, and we'll be right back after this break. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and started to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store, get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show and podcast. And I've got my friend GRIFF as my special guest, and we're going to get right back to him. But I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Truist Bank. Truist is an incredible partner and has been for many years. What makes our partnership so special? Well, it's because they serve me with knowledge and care, and they make all the difference in that knowledge and care delivery. They have the banking tools I need, the financial know-how to help me with whatever I need, and they care about helping me hit my goals. Don't you want people to help you hit your goals? Well, it's not just me that they help. It's for you too. Let me tell you, that combination of knowledge and care, it unlocks possibilities. Check out what I'm talking about at truist.com/unstoppable. Truist.com/unstoppable. Truist Bank, leader in banking, unwavering in care. This is a great Mother's Day special for my show. And I've not done, in the 20 years I've been on, I've never done a Mother's Day special. So this is a first. This is a first.
The inaugural. Come on.
Inaugural. But when I had GRIFF, we talked maybe 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
you were riding your bike.
I was riding my bike. He remember I was riding my bike on a Saturday afternoon, beautiful day in DC. Yep. And he told me about this book. And then he told me his story. I said, take a moment. I pulled over and sat on a park bench. I said, tell me your story. Because we've known each other, but when he went into his story about his mother and the things he's learned, I said, oh man, we should do something for Mother's Day. We should do something special. He said, let's do it. So that is how we're here today. First of all, for those who don't know GRIFF, you need to know GRIFF. Do you have a website, GRIFF? Do you have a website?
Absolutely. My website is my social media handle for everything. It is 2 trillion, the number 2, the word trillion. Is Facebook is GRIFF is 2 trillion, Instagram, Twitter, X 2 trillion. But you can go to 2trillion.com and click on the audiobook link and grab the book, man. I'm very excited about it. I'm very proud of it. And you know, when you are able to give your mother, if you think the foreword is hard for you to listen to, that's my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's that foreword will live on after she passes and goes to heaven and skips around Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And I still, it's tough for me to it was tough for me to read it in the book, you know. So to have her, I think, you know, as powerful as my voice is and how people say, oh, GRIFF, your voice. But when you hear my mom, the way Teddy P, the producer, strung that along, the way Roz said, we are going to do this and this with the audiobook and then watch it all come together, man. I'm just blessed to be obedient to what God says. You know, God will tell you a lot of things. The question is, will you catch it and do it? And I just want to thank Dr. Willie Jolley. Now, he said he was riding his bike and he was like, what can we do? That's not really true. He was riding his bike and he called me and he said, GRIFF, I want to help you. I want to help you, you know, do more public speaking, do more motivate. Like, what can I do? How can I help you? This is what he's asking me while he's riding a bike on this beautiful Saturday that he talked about. And I said, well, that's crazy because my audio book just came out. And he was like, well, what's it about? And I was telling him, I said, no, listen to it. He was like, well, I am. I said, you listen to it. And then you call me back after you listen to it. He listened to it and he called me back and was like, we're going to do a Mother's Day show. I already got it figured out. So the fact that you were obedient, and then I saw Dr. Will, again, we're on the radio with each other all the time, but I actually saw him at an event at Cheryl Jackson, our executive producer's I believe it was her church's
The pastoral anniversary.
Yes, it was her church's pastoral anniversary. The McCrimmons.
That's right, Danny and Jamie.
Yes, that's right. And then
Danny and
Dr. Willie
Jamie.
Jolley was there, and he was like, "Man, I never seen you perform. I never seen you like speak. Man, Griff, you are something else." Now, remember, I've known this guy for half a decade plus,
Right?
And but to watch him love on me publicly. And to just honor me, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was a comedian, I was performing and stuff. He was like, "Griff, you just different." And what's crazy, what he didn't know is that I have been working in this comedy space for 31 years, 2 weeks, and 5 days.
And you were fantastic that night on stage.
Thank you.
And I had never seen you work. And I said, this guy is special. This guy's special. Well, let me take a moment before I go any further to thank Roz Thompson. I got to take a moment to thank her. This lady is dynamic. She is his manager. She is his partner in this, and they are a team. And when I called them to say, "Hey, can we do the show?" They were in Cleveland on their way to the comedy club. It was like a Friday night, a Saturday night, whatever.
Yeah.
It was Saturday night. I said, "Hey, can y'all do the show?" And he said, let Dr. Roz. Roz said, "I'll call you back." And she did. And we booked it, but she is a just extraordinary businesswoman.
Let me give you, extraordinary is the right word. Let me give Roz her flowers when she hears this. As Roz has been my manager for the last 3.5 years. I told you 31 years, 2 weeks, 5 days. I've made more money in the last 3.5 years with Roz. I bought a house. I bought my first home because of Roz. I have saved the most money I ever saved in my life because of Roz. She has strategically been placed into my life to make me and my wife's life better. And she has done that without thinking twice about it. And my whole life, I never had a manager. I got on Comic View 5 times and on the radio just from relationships. Like, I never had one person ever walk into a room and say, "Hey, I got this guy. He got a great spirit. You're going to love him. He got this voice. He can do animation. He loves kids." And now in my latter years, woo, that's the shout. That's the shout right there. In your latter years, gotta give you what you need. And I'm so grateful and thankful to have a partner like that, a business partner who will literally say, "Yeah, that's a good idea, but let's put that on the back burner." I think that's how she tricked me, Doc. Like, she'd never say, "That's a dumb idea, we're not going to do it." She said, "Well, let's focus on something else." You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's a lesson here. I want to make sure we don't lose this pearl.
Okay.
That Roz has the capacity to never criticize your efforts, but to encourage you without deterring you or making you feel that you're not able. My wife does that. She used to say, "I got this idea." She would say often, "Okay, we'll do that later." And then she would encourage me. Even when I was a new speaker, she would say, "That was a good speech. And if you did this and that, you can make it better," rather than saying, "You really messed up in that first segment."
Right.
She never criticized me, because being a performer has an ego with it. Okay. It's an ego. And your ego is not a big ego. It's just to be able to do what you do on stage and expose yourself to being possibly humiliated if you don't do well. So Roz and my wife are like that. Now look, there's some lessons here about success, and I want to, even though we're going to talk about the book, I want to talk about these lessons in success. For basically 28 years, you did this on your own. You said something, I don't want to lose it, with relationships. Relationships. Your network determines your net worth. Yes. And so you were willing to build relationships. You were willing to be persistent.
Yes.
Folks, these are keys to success. You must build relationships. You must persist, and you must stay positive even when things don't go well.
Come on.
You've got to do this. Am I right, Griff? Talk about that.
You're saying everything true, because here we are in an entertainment business. Okay, so what does that mean? I go to auditions. How do I get on the radio? For me, They saw me at a comedy club. So a lot of people think my gift is comedy. Your gift, God taught you how to make people laugh. That's your gift. But my gift is timing. God has blessed me with perfect timing. Comedy is just my proof. So I'm always on the plane next to the man who missed his first 3 flights, but now he's on this one and he has to get to CBS and they're looking for a host. What do you do for a living? Wow. I'm always standing next to the person.
There's a lesson here. TTP, talk to people.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. You know that. I'm talking. That's the joke on the radio. Griff talk to everybody. Griff know their birthday, their names. But I just feel like that's the only thing that separates us from animals. We can communicate. A rhinoceros and a bird can't say, hey, man, watch out for the leopard down a couple miles down. But as humans, we can pass information that you
I told y'all he's hilarious. I told y'all.
Hey, Roadrunner, it's a lot of dynamite in that valley over there. I'd go around if I was you. Like animals don't communicate. But that's what's so cool that if you sit up the other day, I was watching a spider build a web. Just walking outside, watch the spider build the web. And the spider is building this web, and how they start it is they start from the top of the leaf, then they drop down to a leaf, and then they make one web. Then they climb up that middle to the middle of that one line, and then they throw themselves the other way to make a cross. And then they intricately start making this web. And I'm just saying to myself, this is a bug that is doing algebra and calculus right in front of me that God made. If God can make a spider build a web that is going to fall tomorrow, but for tonight it'll catch its food and prey, then what can he do for me? What can he? What will he? The spider ain't praying and paying tithes and going to Bible study, and what will he do for me? And that's is what people should get excited about. This book is not just for moms. This book is for a 12-year-old boy who might not understand what adolescence really is, and him and his mom are going back and forth. This book is also for a man who maybe missed his childhood because he had to do so much and didn't realize how important it was. This book is for every single person who can hear, because it's important to know that some moms think automatically, man, I'm the mama and the daddy because your father not here. But truthfully, you are the best mom ever. And no man and no boy will grow up and say, man, my mom was the father and the mom. He gonna say, man, I had the best mom. So I want women to realize through this book, even though things are hard right now, have some grace on yourself. Yes. Have some grace. Hey, man, he's 8 years old. He's going to be a 91-year-old man one day. I do not have to tell him the secrets of the universe this year. Cut yourself some slack and love on yourself and operate as an amazing mom who God made you. That's why I wrote the book. This book is a love story for my mom.
Hold that thought. That's so good. So good. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show and podcast. Is for sure the best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Motivated, highly motivated, gonna take it to the top. Motivated, highly motivated, I'm never gonna stop. I had a job I really hated. It made me sick, but it got me motivated. I knew that this was not where I was meant to be. I didn't want to stay, but I was too afraid to leave. Then one day I got my check, there was almost nothing there. I went to the cross, he laughed and said he didn't care. My kids were at home hungry, I was about to lose my home. That's when I decided I had to make it on my own. Said I, gonna take it to the top. I said I'm never gonna stop. My friends said I was crazy when I told them all goodbye. But the only one who's crazy is the one who's afraid to try. my heart. I stepped out on my faith and learned to really trust in God. Knew I had to fight with all my power. The things that happened, blessings came hour after hour. Oh yeah, gonna take it to the top. I said I'm never gonna stop. I found a dreams do come true. If you believe in you.
Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, here to thank Truist Bank for their sponsorship of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show and podcast. Now, if you're a longtime Wealthy Ways listener, you know I believe that mindset is the key to success, and so does Truist. That's why they've created their incredible resource, Money and Mindset. It's full of tips to help you with your finances and help you with your well-being. You can get articles, quizzes, calculators, and hey, even more podcast information that will bless you, all for free and for anyone to use. Check it out today at truist.com/money and mindset. Truist.com/money and mindset. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care, and Truist Bank is a member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank. And we're back with my special guest, my friend. They call him Griff. His real name is Arlen. And his mama calls him Dwayne, but everybody, and his last name is Griffin, but everybody just calls him Griff. And he's made a brand around the world. I mean, you're like living in South Africa, man. I mean, every time I turn around, you're in South Africa doing a show in South Africa or somewhere in Africa, because you're a global celebrity who people love because of your humor, your wit. Where can they get the book, and where can they book you to come and speak for them or do your thing? Where can they reach you?
You can go to the same place. You can go to my website, the number 2, the word trillion, 2trillion.com. There's a spot there to say how to book Griff. If you're listening right now and you're like, man, I love this guy and this Roz person sounds amazing, you could also go to Roz Thompson with a P, Roz Thompson at iCloud.com, and she will get you together with me. I mean, if you have an idea about a show, or if you were listening to Dr. Willie Jolley and was like, what, the same way like Dr. Willie and Jolley said, well, what can I do to do something with him too? Roz will help you and walk you through it. And again, Dr. Willie Jolley, I'm so grateful and thankful for a man like you. I never had a proper mentor. Yes. And when you are running, you know, life is hard. And sometimes it could be like running naked with scissors, you know, and at least a mentor would say, well, hold the scissors with the handle, put some jeans on. Why are you naked? Like, you know what I'm saying? So to have an OG, you like that analogy, right?
Okay,
running naked with scissors.
How do you think your stuff up anyway?
Because I'm a visual person, and I think that is the worst case scenario. Think of all the things that could happen if you was running naked with scissors. You could trip, die. I have to make light of everything because I have to know in my mind the seriousness of all my actions. In the last 31 years, I have made it a mantle in my life to be kind to people.
Amen.
Even when they're not kind to me.
Amen.
I always heard in this business, you know, it's a cutthroat business and there's snakes everywhere. Well, you don't have to be like that.
That's
and
right.
Just because somebody does you away in the entertainment business, you do not have to care. You can actually be kind and succeed and go far and share this pie of money called entertainment. You don't have to eat the crumbs. God is not going to have you on a lower level of an entertainment building. You can be at the top. You could do it with grace. You could do it with joy, and you can do it with faithfulness. And I just decided a long time ago, after being baptized April 13, 2003 by my pastor, Jesse Kearney III at New Mercies Christian Church, that I was going to do God's way. And God's way has been the right way for me. Not only has it got me on the radio a bunch of times, but it also, my pastor bought me a car. Wow. I don't think I've wept to this day. I don't think I've wept that hard. I was going through it. I just got fired from the radio station. I was living at this place that I called the Reservation. It was only one way in. I was just in a crazy place, right? And I didn't have a way to the airport or to gigs or to drive, but they was picking me up and taking me to church, but I just didn't have no wheels. And they was like, well, it's a guy that works at the church and, he works at the auction, Vic. And, so they was like, just give him something a month and, we could work something out. We love you, Griff, it's whatever. So I go to Vic's house and I'm like, man, I got like $230 and I can maybe give you $220 every month, but I don't know. And he threw me the keys and he said, consider it a gift from your pastor. And I didn't even understand what he's talking about because I had the money in this hand and I'm holding the keys and I go, consider what a gift. Here go the money. He said, the car is yours. And he didn't walk me to the car and say, and inside is this and that. He shut his door.
Wow.
And I walked to that car that I didn't have.
Wow.
And it's hard not to get emotional because I didn't want a lot, man. I just wanted a way to get to my shows, and God gave it to me in the form of a vehicle. And I drove that vehicle. I had money to have a new car, and I still kept that car because my pastor blessed me with it, but it meant so much more than a car to me.
Yes.
Like it meant answered prayers. It meant validation. It meant you on the right path, Griff, from God. And it's those little things as you go through life that catapult you to the next. I've learned in my life, unlike a lot of human beings, I'm okay in the desert. I'm okay in the valley because I know it's the other side. But my mother
without a valley, wherever you see a valley, know there's a mountain somewhere.
Yeah, it has to be. That's how it works. But my mom also told me it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Because harvest, when you sow Jesus, the harvest has to come. And because you and I sowing the people, our harvest is human beings. That's so right. I'm never shocked if a person comes up to me and say, hey, man, you might not remember me, but in 1997, you let me stay with you for 4 days. Man, I own a hotel franchise and I want you to be a partner. I would never be surprised from that. I put in the work. I helped enough people. Oh, man, I'm just so emotional. I've helped so many people because so many people helped me. So Amen. To hear you say, I just wanted to help Griff. I don't know why. I just want to help this dude. I helped a lot of people, man. I really have.
As you give, so shall it be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, overflowing. And that goes not just for money, but also for just being good and helping. And so one more thing that my friend Whitley Phipps says that made me think about while you were talking. You do not have to compromise to be recognized. And so you have stayed true to your calling, to what you're supposed to do. The book is called Cats and Puppies. And I think he's explained it's not just for women. It's not just for single moms. It's for men. It's for children, and it will bless you. And you can get it at 2trillion.com. Now, Griff, if you were in town for one of your events and I came to hear you and then I took you to lunch and then we went over to a university, Howard, American, GW, Georgetown, and went to a business class of young wannabe entrepreneurs, small business people to be successful. Give them a couple. You got us. If you're going to be successful in business and life, here's some things you got to do.
You got to trust God. You gotta, and maybe you don't even know it's God that you trust in or the Holy Spirit, but it's something inside of you that's saying, oh, it's something inside of you that you are passionate about. It's something inside of you that you don't want to do nothing else but draw, or you don't want to do nothing else but produce music. That's a gift that you have. You're dreaming about it. You daydream about it. When somebody's talking to you, you only hear music. Like, that is a gift. You have to trust your God-given ability, number one. Number two, write it down. Write it all down. Don't stop writing. It's something about writing it down makes it magical, because then when you have it written down, not only can you see it, but then you can publish it, and then you can make an adaptation of it. And then, so writing it down is the magic. And then the last two things I would say, stay smart. Don't get to a place where you think, I don't want to be the smartest dude in the room. I didn't graduate from college. I didn't go to college. I had no desire to go to school. I wanted to be a comedian since I was 3 years old, but I read more books than any professor you could put next to me. And I only read business books. I don't read fiction books. I don't care what a wizard little boy do at a school. I care. I want to know how Lee Iacocca, what's his name? Lee Iacocca. I want to know how he thought. How he brought forward.
Oh, that's brilliant.
How does Barack Obama what does Mandela do to become after apartheid? I care about that. I really think I'm a sociologist before I'm a comedian, because I understand the norms of human beings. I understand them. And the last thing, and I'll say this, listen. You have to listen. But Dr. Willie Jolley is a speaker. We're orators. We talk for a living. But here's what's crazy. In the military, I don't know if you caught this, I copied Morse code during Desert Storm.
Yes.
The military said, not me, not my mama, not my friends. The United States Army said, I have the best ears. I speak for a living, but I hear everything. You see how Dr. Willie Jolley said, hey, Griff, don't leave right there. That's a nugget. We talking about Roz and my wife. That's a gem right there. Yes. When you listen, you can receive things that the person talking to you might not even know they were saying if you listen. So those are the things I would say.
Ooh, this is so good, so good. We could go on. The good ones always go immediately. They go quick, and that's what this is. I want to thank my friend Griff. I want everybody to go to 2trillion.com. Book him. Buy his audiobook. Buy his resources. Get his merchandise. Get this guy. You're going to see him, and you're going to hear about him in the future. You're going to want to know that you got it early. This guy is on his way to bigger than you can imagine. I want to thank you, Griff, for being on my show, brother.
Man, I love you. You tell your amazing wife who you don't argue with, tell her to talk to my wife. Get some of that. Get some of that action over here at the Griffin House Show. I also want to make that statement for the rest of my life.
I want to thank Griff. I want to thank Roz for making it happen. I want to thank Dr. Kathy Hughes for putting us together.
Yes.
I want to thank Dr. Kathy Hughes for putting us together. And I want to thank Erica Campbell and Cheryl Jackson for making sure that we got all this family together. I want to thank everybody at Truist for being my sponsor and for staying connected with me. And I want to thank all of you for making this the #1 self-help show in America. And I want to encourage you to join us every Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern for the Jolly Marriage Show, And finally, I want you to go to newwaytomakemoney.com. Newwaytomakemoney.com. It's a new way to make money with stocks and bonds from J.R. Fenwick, who I had here recently. And it will help you learn how to invest. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show and podcast. And for sure, your best is yet to come. God bless you. Have a great week on purpose. God bless. Well, I hope hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire. williejolly.com/billionaire or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month, and remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.